Today I want to talk about the best places or place that I like to find one-of-a-kind items that I don't hear a lot of people talking about. And just in case you're not looking there, I want to share some of my tips for how to find the thing that you're looking for and how to save money when you're doing it. First, why is it important to even have something one of a kind in your home? I believe it's one of the things that really sets your home apart and really makes it feel like your space and completely different from anyone else's home. One of my favorite places to find one of a kind items is thrifting. But here's my problem with thrifting is, number one, I don't have time to do it. And number two, sometimes when I go out, I don't have a clear picture of what I want and I don't find anything. Has this ever happened to you? My favorite place to go thrifting online is Etsy. And I don't know if you know this, but you can find a lot of custom items and a lot of vintage items on Etsy. And the best part about Etsy is when you're buying things on Etsy, you can actually email a human that works in the store and get a response. In fact, you can have a real exchange with them about sizing and delivery. They're very responsive, all the sellers that I've worked with. The beauty of it is it's like working with a small business. So I want to show you a few examples of one-of-a-kind things in my home that came from Etsy. This credenza came from Etsy, and the price of it was low. The delivery was high, but compared to things I was looking for, it was a bargain. This gorgeous wood medicine cabinet I found on Etsy. This is the gallery wall that's in my kitchen, and pieces came from Etsy. This dark floral, this painting, which are oil paintings, and this all came from Etsy. The lighting in my bathroom, both the sconces and the overhead light. The light above my kitchen sink came from Etsy, and this light above my dining room table. The oriental rug in my entry also came from Etsy. Of course, there are other places to buy one-of-a-kind things. You can look at Facebook Marketplace. You can look at eBay. You can look at Poshmark. But I want to give you a few tips before you go browsing online for one-of-a-kind things. One is don't go browsing. Have something in mind that you're specifically looking for. And the reason to do that is because, again, if you shop with intention, you're more likely to spend less money and you're more likely to find what you want. So for example, let's say in my case, I'm looking for a floor lamp and I don't like what I've seen in the stores around me. So if I go to Facebook or if I go to Etsy and I put in floor lamp, I get a lot smaller selection of things to look through than if I just go on there and browse. Two, you really need to be aware of shipping. If it's Facebook Marketplace, you're probably picking it up from someone's home, and I've sold a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. So I know people have concerns about safety, but I've never had an issue with anybody that I've sold to on Facebook Marketplace or that I've bought from on Facebook Marketplace. But I always do look at their profile to make sure it's a real person with a history. If you're buying something big on Etsy, you need to be aware of the shipping cost because, like the buffet that I bought on Etsy, it was priced a lot lower than the buffets that I was looking at around my area. But I did have to pay a few $100s to have it delivered. But the total cost was still below the other things I was looking at maybe Crate and Barrel or Pottery Barn. And it's a one-of-a-kind piece.